There is a new scam out there telling locals the COVID vaccine will cost them. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. First, hundreds of locals are getting vaccinated every week in Summit, with a new phase opening this Friday. But Public Health Director Amy Wineland is pumping the brakes.
We are really still in a very fragile position right now with our data and our cases.
She admits caseload and testing data likely got disrupted by the weekend snowstorm when local testing sites were shut down.
We'll just see now that our testing sites are open again what comes in the next week or so. But we are seeing definitely an increase in demand for testing the beginning of this week. It's hard to know whether that was because we were closed over the weekend or not.
1 in 3 locals today are vaccinated or waiting a second dose. And County Commissioner Elizabeth Lawrence has a reminder.
Because I really don't want to end up with a lot of unvaccinated people in the community or people that never got their second dose because they weren't able to do that.
Wineland is also warning locals of a new vaccine scam.
We had this very strange situation where someone got an email saying that their second dose of Pfizer was going to cost $90. So it is really critical for everybody to understand that this is a free federal vaccine. Some pharmacies will be charging an administration fee if you have insurance, but there is no cost for the vaccines.
Overall, local officials are happy with Summit's vaccination program, now including City Market, Walmart, and Safeway, and a new state-run pop-up site for low-income locals, debuting today. The Summit Chamber and County Commissioners hold a virtual town hall meeting tonight at 6, answering your questions about economic recovery during COVID. Get the video link on the Summit County Government Facebook page. That meeting starts again at 6. The judge in Colorado's first ever criminal avalanche case says the CAIC will not be excused from next week's trial, denying a request from avalanche forecasters. Judge Edward Casillas yesterday told avalanche experts they must testify, adding their voice to the case against 2 local snowboarders. The 2 are charged with misdemeanor reckless endangerment for sparking an avalanche above the Eisenhower tunnel last March, destroying an avalanche gun in the process. A riflewoman was found dead in a home outside Gunnison recently, and authorities suspect murder. The Post-Independent reports a caretaker found the body of 22-year-old Anna Victoria Rascon 10 days ago. Police opened a homicide investigation yesterday, but they are not giving much detail on how she died or suspects. This week on the State of Summit.
There are people that are gravitating towards what they perceive to be safer, more secure, higher policy destinations. And there are others who are clearly going and they want to party and they want to be able to let loose a little bit more, and so they're heading to others.
That was Tom Foley with lodging analytics firm Destimetrics, explaining the big difference between Summit County and destinations like Key West, Florida.
That region just finished their winter low season and set all-time revenue and rate records. There are travelers who are choosing to go there because it's wide open, there are no restrictions, and they're willing to spend a fair amount of money to do it.
Resorts in the southern U.S. have enjoyed this boost since June. Now, with 3 months of vaccination, Foley is seeing a new type of pandemic traveler.
Rates of vaccination have 2 impacts. Number one, they create a group of vaccinated people who are ready to travel and book, and we are definitely seeing that. But number 2, they create a social phenomenon, a sense of well-being, of progress towards dealing with COVID-19 and on our way out of it.
These vaccine travelers are making March a record month for last-minute reservations in Summit and all across the West.
Positive news going into the summer. We expect nothing but positive momentum to continue to pick up.
Tune in again next Wednesday for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. Yesterday, we reported on the stratospheric home real estate market from February, and the condo market was soaring just as high. Buyers closed on 77 condos countywide, more than any other property type, spending an average of $500,000 per sale, up 32% in 1 year. In Keystone alone, 30 condos sold for a combined $15.3 million. In Breck, 21 sold for $9.8 million. In sports, the Nuggets play the Hornets tonight at 7. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, this just in, you no longer need a parking reservation to use the Alpine lots at Copper. Parking is first come, first served there. Reservations are still required for the Village lots. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.